Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Happy Humpy Day. How's everybody doing? Hi Frankie. Let's share this out. So, here we are. It's Hump Day. I just got, dropped some popcorn, so Frankie's gonna eat some. So it's Wednesday, and I just got back from the gym. Had a nice long session. And then I came out of the gym, stopped at the grocery store. Was on my way to the bus, and someone who lived in my old building, who's a very bad drug addict, was out there. And man, let me tell y'all something. Crack is definitely whack. This kid was on something. Jumped into traffic too. This kid jumped into traffic. My bus was of all that, so I ended up taking Lyft home, which was definitely not in the plan. But wow, oh wow. Please do talk to your children about drugs. Wow. This was scary. I was actually scared for my safety, as well as other people's safety, because he was... Hey, Jamie, hi! With my protein shake I was going to drink for lunch. Oh, this happens all the time. I lose my lunch somewhere. But, so yeah. This guy who used to live in my old building, you know, he was clearly on something today, and like I said, he jumped into traffic. I was literally afraid for my safety, and his, really, and whoever else was around, you know. That was a little scary. I'm pretty sure I had a protein shake, but yeah. Well, he's had a drug problem, you know, since he lived in my building, but they just threw him out on the street, so he didn't really, you know, have proper access to, you know, getting himself clean. I couldn't tell what happened to him, but it sure looked like someone must have busted him up in the jaw, because he was slurring, he was drooling, his jaw was like, oh. Unless that's the drugs, unless he was shot up heroin before. I'm not sure. But, I was definitely afraid for my safety. I was afraid for his, too. You know, because, you know, he was jumping in the traffic. Definitely was a crazy ride home. You know. I just actually spoke to somebody who lived in the building with me at the time, and she said she heard he had cancer. I mean, I'm not saying he does it or he doesn't, but he was clearly on drugs. And like I said, I was definitely afraid. I was definitely afraid that he was going to get hit by a car. No problem. Thanks for stopping by, Jamie. It was so nice seeing you. Oh, that's where my protein shake went. Frankie sat on it. See, I knew I had my lunch. Huh. Frankie decided to sit on my lunch. Hold on, guys. I'm just going to open up my protein shake. Get out of my backpack, you. Aw. Oh, my goodness. Yes, we have to love each other here on YouTube. Yes. Kindness is free, so spread that. Frankie, what are you doing, girl? I knew I had something. I did eat a Lunchable, which I know I shouldn't have been eating, but I did. So anyways, hi, TJ. Hi. Nice to see you. Frankie, that was rude. That was a little rude, Frankie. But yeah, so that was just something crazy that happened today. I kind of feel bad. Listen, I know addiction's real. I know addiction very well. I may not have ever been addicted to drugs, but I get it, Um, so I feel really bad for this kid. He's had a rough road, rough time with the drugs. I've known him for a really long time. He lived at my old building. It's sad that some things never changed. And he's living on the street too. Now, I think I've talked about this before where I live in a program that's for handicapped people. So, hi Misty. And of course Frankie's being a little rude right now. That's her butt. Yep. Thanks. Oh Lord, I'm trying to talk about serious and she's trying to, she's worrying about herself right now. But yeah, that was a little weird. So yeah, I live in a program for handicapped people. And this poor kid, I mean, I do call him a poor kid because, he has an addiction problem. The guy is, let's see, I'm 33. He's maybe 30, maybe 29, 30 years old. And he's highly addicted to heroin. And I can clearly see that he's still got the problem, which is sad, Very sad to see that today that things didn't, not only did they not change for this kid, but they changed for the worst. I literally thought somebody punched him in the jaw and it was broken because his jaw was like, But that could be just a side effect of all the drugs that he's been on over the years, Frankie, get out of my stuff. Hey. I don't know. It's kind of sad. It's sad, but like I said, I understand addiction. I was never addicted to drugs, but I was addicted to food, and I understand how hard that can be. Come on, Frankie, get out of my stuff. Stop it. Stop it, you bad girl, you. So it's kind of sad, but I'll never judge anyone, on how they suffer or deal with trauma and such. Unfortunately, drug addiction is one of those things that fall into that category. It's one way some people cope with their issues. Frankie, stop being like this, Stop. Stop. So, I do have a mess over here. I'll have to clean it in a little bit. But, so yeah, I was just like, wow, I couldn't even believe it. This poor kid, like I said, I feel bad. Anyone who suffers from addiction, I feel really bad for, just simply because I know it's something you really kind of can't control. It's not a choice. It's something you can't control. You don't choose to be an addict. It's really programmed in your mind. You suffer a trauma or something. I don't really know this kid's full story. I know that his mom died or something of that nature, and he went through a lot. But and sadly, drugs was his way of coping. And I know I've talked about this a lot. With people who have mental illness issues, mental health issues, they do tend to flock to drugs. Hi, Vanessa. Hi. Happy Hump Day. Unfortunately, with people with mental health issues, they do flock to drugs because, they don't like the way that their antidepressants or antipsychotics make them feel. Yeah, yeah, and you know what? Some of it's not even, I'm doing good, how are you? And you know what? It's not even, and you can't always blame the person itself. You got to remember doctors are prescribing opioids. So, it's not always, someone's fault. Somebody has a car accident and then they, they break a leg or they have a surgery or something and, then they get the painkillers and such. That was a very big thing for me when I had my weight loss surgery, is that I was not going to take that stuff. I did my best. I mean, I didn't need it anyways. I really didn't need any, painkillers, but I didn't really care. I didn't care how much I would need it. I just wasn't taking it because I just, I've talked about with Mama June, is like with weight loss surgery. Yeah, I could hear that, Vanessa. I'm sorry to hear that. I know a lot of people like that. I've lost a lot of friends to heroin overdoses, and also smoking related cancers. That's another thing that mentally ill people are are prone to is alcohol and cigarettes, because they just don't like the way. Right. I get that, Vanessa. I can hear that, And sadly, a lot of the help that's out there is just, medication and, but like I was saying, I was reading an article today. Hi, Rattletrap. Hi. Um, just today I was reading an article, and I know somebody may not agree with anything that I'm about to say, and I'm okay. Um, Wow. There was an article today about a young lady. I don't remember where she was living, but she was, I don't know, maybe guys, some of you guys read the article, but this young lady, she was sexually abused as a child, like raped and molested. And I think they said she was like 12, 13, maybe 16 years old, and she couldn't deal with that pain anymore, the mental pain. So she ended up getting a doctor assisted um, suicide. Um, yeah, sorry. It's one of those things. But it's okay to talk about these things, though. It's good to talk about things. That way, honestly, Vanessa, it's the same everywhere. Mental health care in this country is crap. I hate to say it like that. And that's not a political, well, it's both sides of politics too. It's not, you can't pick a side. They're both, both sides are really. Oh, here you go. You want to talk about something? Did you guys see this? Uh, Vanessa, I have a lot of friends that did that too. I'm sorry to hear that about your cousin though. But yeah, unfortunately, it's sad because it seems like the first reaction to help somebody is to give them drugs. Antidepressants or antipsychotics. I gotcha. No worries. But it's we do need to work on mental health care in this country. It just needs to improve some way, somehow. But this poor girl, I was reading the article. She was in her teens and she was sexually abused. Um, yeah, right, exactly, Vanessa. I totally agree with you there. She felt she couldn't take life anymore, and her parents took her to one of those, like a Dr. Kevorkian kind of thing, and you know, I could never speak on someone else's pain. I could never judge somebody because we don't know what somebody's going through. I mean, it's sad. I mean, that's a permanent choice. You can't go back from it, but it's really sad that somebody was suffering that bad and not able. Yeah, yes, yes, yep, exactly, Flat Earth. Yep. The veterans, they're still like not, they're still getting pushed to the side too. Yeah. I agree with you. There was a story years ago, because we have a VA hospital here on Long Island, and the poor veteran was in the parking lot and killed himself because, one is one too many. These people are risking their lives. They're risking their lives to keep us safe and happy and healthy, and yet we can't keep them happy and healthy. That's sad. You know, I mean, I have a friend who was a veteran. I mean, he didn't go into combat or anything like that. But he refuses to go to the VA because that's how bad the VA services are. He will not do it. He refuses. He won't even use his VA benefits either. He just wants nothing to do with it. He works in computers, so you know he feels he can get a better insurance plan by working. I guess he does, but we need to do better. We definitely need to do better. I mean, here in New York, like I was telling you guys earlier, is I live in a program for handicapped people. I mean, of course, we have to pay to live here. There's nothing free for anybody, you know. So we have this mental health housing program. That's how I met the person who I saw today. Hey, painting the roses red. Hi. So, I live in a program for handicapped people, but you technically have to be clean for a year. to get into the housing. But unfortunately, I don't think the people, I don't think the people who fill out the applications for these people actually really, they just fill it out. They don't pay attention to the rules. People need a place to live, and that's how desperate things are. And Long Island's a very expensive place. So we have this program here on Long Island for handicapped people, because you also have to remember a lot of landlords out there are very picky. They do discriminate against handicapped people, so they need to create programs for that. I mean, homelessness is still a huge problem in New York because, even though we have these programs for handicapped people, unfortunately, that the housing is just so, they just don't have enough, you know but yet, they're knocking down the mental health hospitals here on Long Island so they could sell the properties off to the highest bidders. You know, Long Island actually was, our mental health hospitals were actually number three. The number three, the third largest mental health system in the world. Now it's not now. I mean, of course, now it's crumbled, but we actually had there was a point in time in life where Long Island we had three major psychiatric facilities here: Pilgrim, Kings Park, and Central Islip. And these were actually like little villages for the mentally ill people. These hospital grounds. Hi, Harold. These hospital grounds actually had like their own farms. They had their own like laundromat, their own burial grounds. They had everything there. And I mean, it. I agree with that one, Flat Earth. You're right. You're right. I'm doing well, Harold. And what's bad about that? How are you doing today? And what's bad about the opioid crisis is that that's legal drugs being given to us by our medical providers. And when I had my weight loss surgery in September, I just wouldn't take anything. I mean, I took what I took in the hospital. I think I had like a couple shots of Tylenol, but I didn't take any hydrocodone, oxycodone. Like I said in my video about Mama June, is with weight loss surgery, there's a high transfer addiction rate. Yeah, I hear that one, Harold. Me too. With weight loss surgery, there's a high transfer addiction issue, because weight loss surgery itself does not cure the food addiction problem. It just stops you from being able to really be stupid about your food. So, you still have that food addiction unless if you go to your proper counseling and fix it. So, that was, while I don't think I have addictive characteristics when it comes to like, drugs, but food was my drug, and now I don't have that anymore. So, hi, Manoj. So, that's the thing, so I didn't take any painkillers, but not everybody has the power to do that. I'm doing well. How are you? And the kid that I saw today who used to live in my building. Oh, you're from India. That's awesome. How's everything going on over there? The kid that I had seen today who used to live in my building, it's really sad because I know he has a heroin addiction, and it seems like some things just never changed. And with my housing program, somebody has to fill, a psychiatrist, a case manager, or a therapist has to fill out an application to live here, which means they need a psych eval and a psychosocial and all that kinds of stuff. But the rules are you have to stay clean for a year in order to move in here. And when this kid had moved downstairs, it had been clear to me that he had not been clean at all, because he was doing and dealing from the moment that he was moved in. And unfortunately, due to his horrible behaviors and the things that awesome, yeah, so this kid, he just, they due to his horrible behavior at that apartment, he had to leave. They threw him out on the street, and now he's living on the street, and it looks like he's doing far worse. The mental health care system is definitely a mess, and this is a pure is pure. This was, he was thrown out on the street, but he was not, sent to another place. They didn't put him in a sober living or anything like that. So now this poor guy is living on the street and still highly addicted to heroin. And like keep telling everybody, is that nobody chooses to be addicted to anything. It's not a choice. Nobody chooses to have a mental illness. Nobody chooses these things. It just happens in their life one way or another. And unfortunately, this poor kid, I mean, I don't think he's choosing to continue to be a addict either. He's another way to change his life. Thank you, Harold. I appreciate that. So, this was really sad for me to see this. I was really sad to see it. I mean, and then, while he was trying to talk to me. Obviously, he recognized me, even though I lost 100 pounds since I've seen him. He obviously lost a lot of weight too. I mean, crack does that for some people. And, after he was literally like off the wall and just jumped into traffic. I was like, whoa, hold on there. Please don't do that, it's so sad. It's so our addiction crisis and our mental health issues in this country, just it's so sad to see these things. It's so sad to see people still suffering so badly, and we're just not really doing. I feel like we're not doing enough to change that. So, I don't know what else there is. I mean, I do think that we need to stop relying on mental health drugs. There's got to be some other way to help people than, using just, hi, Steve. Um, so I'm not sure, I think there certainly has to be another way of treating mental health with other than, just drugs. That's another reason why people with mental illness, turn to these things. They actually, people with mental illnesses turn to, you know, marijuana is not a drug, but you know what I'm saying? They turn to other things because they cannot stand or take the side effects from the regular mental health drugs. I mean, I don't like it, to tell you the truth. When I took mental health drugs, it was horrible. I didn't want to take it. Um, so I can imagine, how that goes for some people. It's so sad. It's just so sad. And this was truly depressing to see this person on the side of the road, um, just looking like that. Um, I mean, the state pretty much failed this kid. He's telling people he likes living on the street too, because, he feels more freedom that way. Yeah. I mean, he he feels better living on the street because he has more freedom that way. But somebody needs to take him in and help him out. I mean, I'm guessing his family, the very little family he has, is you know, uh I appreciate that, Steve. I'm just so, it's just so sad to see that. Yeah, freedom can be overrated. Yeah, and you can't have too much. You can do indeed. You can indeed have too much of a good thing. And I think that's what happened. You know, uh I think that's what happened to this kid. I mean, the poor kid lost his mom. His dad was raising him, and then he became a heroin addict. And the people who were supposed to help him kind of didn't. I mean, you also in that Hi, JD. Awesome. I appreciate that. I just can't even believe this. This poor kid. I can't even imagine just like going through life and not um, not having anybody to have your back. And this poor kid now. This poor kid. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, flat earth. I do my best to you know, I just don't you know, I guess I've been very fortunate enough to not, turn to drugs or anything like that. But I turned to food, so I guess, there's that. It's just sad. Don't know what else to say about that. I mean, I did see that article today. I did see that article today about a young girl who was sexually assaulted, and she just couldn't take her life anymore. So, you know, we can never. I mean, the thing is, we can never like judge others for what they're suffering from and how to make it better. But we definitely need to do a better job in this country with mental health care. Yeah, flat Earth. I know how that is. That's why I like online shopping and doing things at home. You know. See, now people are online now complaining because New York State passed the bill yesterday, so we can't declaw cats. I think I'm very proud of New York for looking to pass that. I mean, I don't know why. I don't know why people are upset about it. I don't know why in 2019 we need to discuss the idea of why it's not okay to declaw cats. If you didn't know, when you declaw cats, you're cutting off all of this. You're cutting off all of this on their toes. You're not cutting, you're not removing the nail, you're removing part of their fingers. And that hurts. If you don't want a cat to claw up your stuff, don't get a cat. I think that's a simple way of handling it. Just my thoughts on it, anyways. I don't know why anyone would declaw a cat. It's so cruel. Um, Maybe we should start declawing people instead. See how they like it. People think that the government's not minding their own business. Yeah, that is true. It is democratic state, but honestly, yeah, I like natural animals too. Yeah, well, New York is a democratic. Well, the people are democratic. Our governor is democratic, but the rest of the state isn't. Our senators and local officials are not Democrats. Most of them are actually Republican. But our state is a mess anyways. Republican, Democrat, it's all a mess. Oh. I don't like any side, to tell you the truth. Flat Earth, I don't believe in either side. I think they both stink. They both need to work on mental health care and a lot of things. I don't support politics, but I don't talk about politics either because it's just, a slippery slope. You know, I don't take sides. Yeah, I don't talk politics. However, I do think that mental health care is something we could discuss, but you have to understand that both sides of the fence are not really caring much about that. And that's the truth. Neither the left or the right care about mental health care or improving it in the least bit. Um, it's unfortunate, but it's just the way it is. It's been like that for years. Ah. Well, you're free to think that way, Flat Earth. I don't care for him, but I didn't care for the other option either. So I just don't, like I said, I don't take a side in politics. I think we were stuck regardless. Um, like I said, I don't take sides. No, don't be sorry. You're free to like Trump. I just don't. But yeah, we could definitely change the subject. I just think, but I do believe that mental health care needs to improve, and that's really where I was going. Is that and there's nothing wrong with making a law that says that we can can't declaw cats. Cats shouldn't be declawed. It's cruel and wrong. You know, It's cruel. It's cruel to declaw a cat. It's so cruel. Um, that shouldn't even be a matter of sides. That should just be a matter of, what's wrong with doing what we're doing to cats. Hi, Danny. You know, I mean, like I said, I actually I've talked about my friend who is a New York State senator, and he's nope, nobody's being a bully. Nobody's being a bully here, Flat Earth. Nobody. This is just not a political channel, so I don't talk about it. You know, you're free to like who you like. I don't care for sides because I just think they're both ridiculous. They don't care about us. Do you really think that these people care about us? They care about votes. They care about votes and they care about money. They don't care about the people that they're supposed to be in charge of. That's what they are. They're in charge of us. Free love. I'm a hippie. I don't care for either side. You know. Yeah. I don't like I said, I think both sides are pretty messed up. There's no positives in politics. Yeah, I'm a hippie. Hi, Barry. How's your day going? You gonna go on another date with your crush there? I can't wait to hear more about that. Okay, Flat Earth, I'm sorry. But, this is a no political zone. We don't talk about politics. Sorry to hear that. I'm sure here comes the trolls now. You know. Everyone's free to believe what they want. I just don't do politics because, like I said, it's a slippery slope. But talking about things about mental health care, it's failing on all ends. It's not, like I said, the government, they just don't care. They don't care. It's not a side thing. It's they don't care. They don't care. They don't care about anything. They care about money. That's all about money, 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 money. They're rich. Are we rich? No, we're not rich. Don't be sorry, Barry. But you know. Like I said, this is a political free zone. We come here and do live stream to talk about things. And, telling people not to declaw cats is a wonderful thing to do. I don't see, that's not about, the left or the right. And like I said, New York State, we have a Democratic governor, but the rest of our, yep, Steve, you're right. And the thing is, if you're okay with declawing cats, then there's something terribly wrong with you. I mean, you're basically wanting the permission to remove toes from cats because you don't want them to destroy your furniture. Does that make any sense? I mean, leave the animals the way they are, or don't get one. You don't want a cat to claw up your couch, then don't get a cat. But don't go chopping off their toes because you don't want them clawing up your couch. Uh-oh. That's just the way I see life. You just can't. You just can't. It's cruel. It's cruel to the animals, and that's not about sides. That's about doing the right thing for somebody else. But I wasn't really going there on politics. I was just talking about something that I thought was really cool. I was talking about how, New York decided to do something really nice by protecting the cats. Because I think, that's what we should be doing, is protecting the animals, protecting our friends, our animal friends. And that's not telling someone, what not to do in their life. That's telling someone what not to do to somebody else, when you do that, when you declaw cats, like I said, you're literally removing this whole part here. That's what you're removing. You're removing a part of their toe. Well, honestly, spaying and neutering is pretty good for their health, though. I mean, the thing, that's, and plus we have a lot of, animals in the shelters who need homes, you know. I mean, I didn't want to buy a dog, but, I just, with the shelters, they had a lot of pit bulls, and I'm not equipped for a big dog. I mean, I wanted to get the kids a dog, and I wanted a small dog, and, but the lady who I got Frankie from doesn't do that anymore, so, you know, but, yeah, it is. It's definitely a catch-22. But, and I'll say this again, this is definitely a judgment-free zone. Nobody was bullying anybody here. If somebody likes, the president, that's fine. Just not on this channel. Then, I don't talk about that. I just don't, because I have my thoughts and I don't really want to go off talking about it, I mean, unfortunately, when it came down to the election, we were really stuck this go round. I've been bullied by both sides, to tell you the truth, because I refused. Hi, Jen. When it came down to the last election, I just refused to vote for either side. I'm not going to vote for the lesser of the two evils, I'm just not doing it. Mm-mm. I actually have a friend who is a presidential candidate, and yes, you heard that right. I have a friend who is a presidential candidate, not a third party one, and yes, I did vote for them because I just didn't want to vote for somebody that I was not really interested in. And unfortunately, things happened the way they did. But, that was going to happen regardless. It had nothing to do with what I did or didn't do. But again, we're not going to talk about politics here because this is a political free zone. And everyone's free to have their thoughts on things. I mean, I was talking about mental health care because I think that's something that it needs to be discussed. It's something that needs to be improved. And unfortunately, like I said earlier, both sides are just not improving it. They're just not improving mental health care. Why? I don't know. The only thing that they want to do nowadays is just drug people. And I'm not going to pill shame anybody here, but there's got to be some way to a better way to deal with mental health care than just having people take medication all the time. We need to get to the root of the problem. Like with my weight loss surgery, with weight loss surgery, that's a tool, not a fix. And that should be the same thing with mental health care, is that we need to give people tools and not a fix. They need to learn to cope with their addictions and their problems than to just use these medications that aren't helping us. And by the way, I've been on mental health drugs, so I know all about that. My medical health was destroyed by mental health drugs. I ended up having to have weight loss surgery because of the mental health drugs. So, it's, I have an addiction to coffee, you know. That would be great, Jen. That is actually a really good thing to do. I mean, I talk about mental health care and, domestic violence and things. Um, you know, uh, I talk about that all the time because I want to be able to help people. It helps me to help other people too, So, it's good to, oh, Charlie addiction. So, yeah, it's always good to talk about those things. You never know who you could help. You could help yourself and you could help others while you're talking about it, you know. Um, that's what YouTube should be about. And if people want to talk about politics, go find yourself a political channel, because this ain't one. I don't mind losing subs because I don't want to talk about politics. But I was talking about mental health care, and I agree that, our veterans are getting the short end of the stick. They really are. Our mentally ill people are getting the short end of the stick as well. But that's like I said, it's both sides of the fence. Nobody's helping, nobody's really doing anything. They make promises that they cannot keep or will not keep. Yeah, me too. Me too, Jen. But I do talk about mental health care, and I do believe that mental health care does need to improve. But that's not a matter of politics. Well, it is a matter of politics, but you got to understand that they're not going to change. About my faith on my YouTube channel much either, because I'm afraid. That's something I am afraid of, because I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Catholic. I'm a pagan. So I don't want to get that backlash. I don't want to get that backlash. I'm a proud witch. I do those things. Yeah, they do need help, Steve. I'm practicing, I do candles on occasion, and I, do things. Maybe I will start talking about it more. Just, I have to see. I have to get the feel on that. But there's a lot of channels on here that do tarot readings, so maybe that's safe. I don't know, but politics is a very, it's a very slippery slope, and I don't like to talk about it. But I do like to talk about things that we can improve in life, and mental health care is one of them. you know. And, I was talking about how New York State passed a law that you can no longer declaw cats. It is a highly charged subject. But I thought this was a really cool thing, and I was really proud of New York because they passed a law yesterday. It still has to go to the governor, but they're passing a law that that says that we cannot declaw cats anymore, which is good because if you don't know how declawing cats works, it's meaning you're literally removing this from here to here, from here to here. You're actually removing this from a cat's toes. You're removing a part of a cat's toe, and that's painful. And some people believe that the government should mind its own business in that. But you know what? That's not minding its own business. Yeah, I don't have cats. I have a dog, but I would never declaw a cat. As some people are saying, yeah, I don't know either. I don't know why that's a thing. That's a sad thing to do. It's harmful. And not only that, it causes people think that if you leave the claws onto the cats, then, that's, going to cause them to destroy your stuff. But the thing is, another issue is when you cut those, you do that, it's actually causing them to have a higher risk of behavioral issues. Uh, and the way I see life is, if you want a cat, but you don't want to live with, what cats do, then don't get a cat. That's just how I see it. My sister's dog, my sister just adopted a dog about 6 months ago. She's from Korea. She was a victim of the Korean meat trade, right? And but what they did over there was they removed the bark thing here, so the dog she can't bark, But I think that's because it's the meat trade, and they don't want to hear them, when they go to slaughter them, they don't want to do that. Yeah, well, I'm an all animal person. I just don't like people. I don't think there's anything wrong with New York State coming up with the law to not declaw cats. I don't even know why we don't even have that law to begin with. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. That should be a no-brainer. I mean, that should be a common sense ethical thing. And veterinarians, if you don't know this about me, I'm actually a veterinary assistant. I just don't work in that field anymore. But there's a lot of veterinarians out there who just do things for cash. They don't really care. Yep, I am going to go live again at 9, my Wednesday 9 show. So yeah, but I just wanted to hop on for a little while because going to vet school, that's awesome. I just don't do it anymore, simply because I just didn't. For me, it was hard to get a job, and I just found other ways to use my skills. I actually actually took marine science as well, and I've done a lot of advocacy work for them. Enjoy the rest of your day at work, Steve. Um, but yeah, so um, I just don't know why we have to tell people not to do something cruel to another being. It's just one of those things. There's some veterinarians out there who just want to make money, 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 money. And I mean, I was talking about this the other day, where there's a woman who was passing, and it was actually in her death wish. Her death wish was that when she dies, she wanted her very healthy young dog to be euthanized so it could be buried with her. And the veterinarian took the money and did it. So, when I hear a veterinarian could do something like that, it makes me wonder what else there is that they can or will do. There's some really good veterinarians out there. I'm not going to lie about that. The ones that don't, may charge a lot of money are the greatest. Some people in life think, um, in some things you get what you pay for, but when it comes to veterinary care, somebody who doesn't charge a whole lot of money, they seem to care more about the animals than the ones that don't that charge a lot. To be honest, that's just my thoughts and what I see along the way. Um, so but there's some vets out there who will take money. Like I said, took this veterinarian took money to euthanize a very healthy dog. Now, we got to remember that, the animal shelters do that all the time. Animal shelters are euthanizing healthy animals every day, which is still bad. We shouldn't be doing that either. But, declawing cats, that's just, I don't even understand why that's a thing. I can't, there's some things in life, like, I don't understand, like, in 2019, we have to discuss it. Like, why do we still do that? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But it's cool. It's totally cool. Um, some people just need to, what I just hate when you have to create a law to tell people not to do something. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me either. Laws should be, not for telling people to not be cruel to another being. But unfortunately, it has to come that way. Oh, I'm sure she will, Jen. I'm sure she will. I bet so. There are really good ones out there. There are really. Hi, Unboxing and Review. Hi. I'm sure your daughter will be great at it. I'm good. How are you? There's just, there's some out there who just, they think that they can make a whole lot of money. I mean, I have one right here. There's a veterinarian right here on Long Island that charged oodles of cash. My kid's dad, his dog got hit by a car, and they charge us $5,000 up front, whether the animal lived or not. I mean, thankfully the dog lived, but they charge a $5,000 non-refundable fee. And of course, that's taken advantage. For me, that's taken advantage of a bad situation because, of course somebody's going to pay it because they want the animal to live. But there's just, like I said, you know what, in any scope of life, there's always going to be yeah, I'm with you there. I wanted to take the bus today, but somehow that didn't work out for me. But they just had an article today about a teacher who, a special education teacher, who gave an autistic student, the most annoying kid in the class award. So there's definitely, like, good and bad everywhere. Could you imagine that? Like, why is this woman even a special ed teacher? It takes someone really amazing. Yeah, me too, Jen. I'm working really hard on that too. I'm working really hard on monetization too. That's why I go live a lot. Well, I go live a lot because I want to, come on here and talk about things, for one. And two, you know, I'm on the road to monetization myself. I am at least 2,600 hours away. Yeah, I'm at like I have over 1,000. I have like almost 1,400 hours, so I need 2,600 more to go. Yeah, yeah. Hold on, did I miss something? No worries, Barry. Yeah, I hear ya. But yeah. So I can't believe that. Could you imagine that a teacher, a special ed teacher, handing out a most annoying kid award? That shouldn't even be an award at all. Never mind, a special ed classroom. Why would a teacher give out an award like that? I mean, when I was a kid, we had that like kind of award thing too. But it would be like funny things like best hair or class clown even. Oh, I don't think that's funny, Barry. Though the kid is autistic. I don't think it's good to give an autistic kid the most annoying kid in the classroom award. That seems really cruel, don't you think? And the teacher thinks that this kid is the most annoying kid in the classroom? That's sad. The kid can't help it. I mean, he's autistic. He can't really help his behavior. You know? That's really sad. That's very sad. It's the it's not the kid's fault. Hi, Shanoop. No, it's never the kid's fault. They can't help it. They can't help being, if you're autistic, you're autistic. There's some behaviors and tics and things that those people can't help. No medication to help all those things. There's no magical pill for everything. This is what I was getting at earlier. Who? Who's not as smart as normal people? Who's not? Autistic people are absolutely, huh? Autistic people are absolutely most intelligent people out there. My son has issues. I mean, he's a little behind in some things, but they're really smart people. Teachers, though, should not be calling other children those kinds of things. That was really cruel on her part. It's not his fault. He's not annoying. I don't think the child is annoying. I think the teacher is a disaster, and she should lose her job. She's supposed to be a teacher for special needs children, and she's handing out the most annoying kid in the class award. You can't be doing that. Oh. Oh, yeah, Jen? Yeah, I don't understand that, I fully understand. I'm also a special needs person too, and so are my children. So a teacher should not be a kid. So you're saying the kid deserved the most annoying kid in the class award, though? I don't see how that's possible. A child who is autistic doesn't just, they're not annoying. They're beautiful people. They have behaviors that they can't help. I'm not understanding here why you would think that the kid deserved it. The teacher deserves to lose her job. The teacher deserves to lose her job. She shouldn't be handing out awards like that. That's so cruel. She obviously doesn't like her job. I mean, I think that they need to do a better job of screening people before they become teachers, especially the ones that want to work in special education. I feel like I'm the most fortunate person out there because when I was in special ed high school, I didn't have half the issues that most of these kids today have to deal with, and it's sad, you know. But they should do a better job of screening people, not even before they get the job. They should be screened, before they go into a college program to decide if that's the right thing for them. Because so many people out there say, oh, I want to work with special needs children. I want to work with kids. And then there's something that comes around like this where this teacher thinks it's funny or cute to hand out the most annoying kid award, to an autistic child. That's cruel. That's so wrong. She shouldn't be doing that, and she shouldn't have that job anymore. Something's wrong with her. She doesn't have, you know what, Jen, I want to give you, I'm going to give you a wrench just before I forget, because you've been really sweet in here. Okay, there we go. So, Jen, I'm giving you a wrench, just so you know. No, I don't think it's a matter she needs to adjust her attitude. I think she's in the wrong line of work, to tell you the truth. People like that don't belong working in that kind of field. I'm sorry. She should go work at McDonald's or something. Oh, yeah? What's up, Barry? We have to have more love and consideration for people who, oh, absolutely. We have to have a lot more love and consideration and empathy towards people who are different than us. And, this woman's supposed to be working with oh, no problem. I know internet's kind of shisty for us all. But yeah, when it comes to teaching, first of all, me as a parent, I have a child who's in a school for special needs, and all I want to know is that my child is going to go to school, he's going to learn, he's going to be safe and free of being judged by other people, which is why he's not going to a school for regular children, whatever regular children really is. There's no such thing as normal or regular or anything like that, but this woman should not have her job anymore. When you do that, that's it for me. She can't be teaching children. Like, who is she to judge, She may be calling this boy the most annoying kid in the class, but she may be a really crappy teacher, too. I mean, based on that, she is pretty crappy. That's horrible. Could you imagine that? I mean, these poor parents, they're sending their kid to the school, and the kid comes home with the most annoying... I don't think, well, I doubt she regretted it. Why would you do that in the first place? I mean, yeah, she should be fired and lose her teaching license as well, because obviously this is not the appropriate job for her. That's so sad. I can't even fathom that. Like, what would possess you in your mind to give an autistic child the most annoying kid in the class award? I'd like to know if she's done this before. I'm getting the idea that she has, and if she hasn't, then and listen, I can understand the idea that, working with special needs kids is hard. To become a teacher, it's a lot, actually, Barry. To become a teacher, it's actually quite a lot of work. It's at least between 4 and 6 years. I mean, you have to do your regular classes, and then you have to, you got your regular classes, and, you have to do some... Actually, the ones here on Long Island do. Let me tell you something. The teachers here where I live are the highest paid teachers in the nation. They start out at $50,000. But you're right, teachers are not paid well elsewhere. But they do get paid to care. And, they don't have nothing, but that doesn't mean you treat you can't be treating the children like you have nothing either, though. That's wrong. That's absolutely horrible to do that. There's no excuse for what she did. I mean, you have to understand, because I was actually in school for social work. I was planning on becoming a social worker at one point in my life. And social work is also a labor of love, When you're a social worker, you're not going to... Men's teachers? Listen, unfortunately, there's a lot of jobs or professions out there that people are not going to be getting paid accordingly. We don't live in a society where we're paying people a living wage. That doesn't matter what kind of a job you're doing, Well, my thoughts on a teacher's job? Well, I think, just like teachers are meant to help us. Uh, they're there to help mold children into a successful citizens, right? That's a good teacher, Barry. I think that teachers are here for us to help mold us into productive citizens, but at the same time they have to do it in a very loving and kind manner. It does take a village to raise children, and they're part of that village. Teachers are part of that village to help raise our children. They're not raising our children, but they're helping us parents mold our children into successful human beings. You know, um, I don't think of celebrities I don't think of celebrities as role models, because we don't our children don't know these people personally, but teachers we do, and teachers are excellent role models. I feel like I was like I said, I was very fortunate when I was in a special ed high school, and oh, can't be cursing. No, sorry. I don't see an F word though. Did I see an F word? I didn't even see one. But which F word? Oh, it's not a matter of me who doesn't like the F word. YouTube don't like the F word. So, you know, um but yeah, you got to be careful, cuz YouTube, we all got to work together. We're all here for a common goal. Oh, okay. No, I didn't see it, so I'm not really sure. Um But yeah, so that's just how I see teachers. I see teachers as part of helping our children become successful people. Unfortunately, I mean, I've talked about a teacher I had in elementary school who wasn't like that and bullied me. Um, I don't think that's the case, Barry. I think Jen's a very wonderful person. So, she must have seen something and maybe I missed it. Hi, AJ. You know, but So yeah, I mean, teachers should not be handing out the most annoying student of the year award to anybody, and that's not just for an autistic child. That should be just a given. Hi AJ, how's everything going? That's just how I see it. I just feel like, in the scheme of life, that should not be a thing. I mean, how do you, I mean, I know like back in the day they had the class clown. I don't think that's offensive, but I think, calling somebody, the most annoying kid in the classroom is terrible, whether you're autistic or not. But if it's an autistic child, that's even far worse. She obviously doesn't like her job. Maybe she doesn't like being a teacher. Sure, tell me all about your day. How's everything going? You guys can come in here and tell me anything. I don't mind, you know. But, that's just how I see life. Teachers are very important to our children. They're very important to our society. And I do think that they should be paid a lot better than they are. I mean, like I've said, I live in an area where we have the highest paid teachers in the nation. And they don't, I mean, I could tell you they're very bad. They're not great, you know. Yeah, no. And honestly, in my opinion, Jen, this lady doing that to that child is clearly a sign that she doesn't like her job. I mean, working with special needs kids takes a lot of talent and patience and kindness and empathy, and obviously this teacher didn't yeah, right. I mean, I think I've talked about this on my channels. Like when I was in the second grade, I had a teacher that was a bully to me. She incited bullying too, because I was in second grade, so that's like 6, 7 years old. Yeah, teachers are supposed to help. Like I said, I feel that they're help build us up and teach things that us as parents can't teach. I mean, they spend 8 to 8 hours a day with our children. um I can listen. I've thought about giving my son's teacher a subscription to a wine box or something, because she, I can imagine going home at the end of the day dealing with these kids, but but they have no. Oh boy. But, you know, I just don't think that what she did was appropriate. Who's munching and chatting? I know that Jen is a very sweet girl. She's been in my live stream a lot, and she's been quite lovely, so I'm not sure what you're getting at, Barry. You know, just be nice. Come on, let's all be nice. It's been a weird... Whose name is Annie? The girl that you went on a date with? Everybody be nice. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world. Let's keep YouTube nice. At least my channel's nice. You know. Like we had a problem before because I didn't want to talk about politics. I really don't. If you want to talk about politics, find yourself a political channel to talk about politics on. This is just not the one to be doing it. I just don't talk about that. Oh. Okay. Well, that's okay. When you're famous on YouTube, you could change your name and do whatever you want to do. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, and it's always going to stay that way, Jen. It's always going to stay that way. You guys never have to worry about anything bad happening here. Somebody was in here before complaining that one of my mods was being a bully, and I've known Steve for 10 years, and he definitely was not being a bully. Somebody was coming here and talking about politics, and I wasn't talking about politics. I was talking about, you know, some things going on in this world, like mental health care, because it does need to improve. But I can honestly say neither the left or the right side of politics is caring to fix that anyways. So, but you know, if you like Donald Trump, you're free to like Donald Trump. I'm free to not like Donald Trump. I'm free not to like Hillary either. I don't talk about politics. It's just not my thing. I do like that New York would pass the law that we cannot declaw cats anymore, because I think that's awesome. So, you know, there's no bullying allowed here. There's too much of that going on around here on YouTube, unfortunately, you know. People are being mean to each other because, you know. Oh. Well, Barry, I'm not sure. I know that this girl, Jen, is very sweet. She's here all the time. She's always been respectful and kind to me, so I'm sorry if that's the case. But she's now a mod here. She's a friend. Right? If you don't like it, don't watch it. Exactly, AJ. Exactly. I don't follow channels that are political. I'm sorry to say it that way. I just don't. If your channel's highly political, well, Barry, according to her channel, it says her name is Jen, so I'm going to leave it at that, you know? It's okay. Be nice, Barry. Be nice. Oh, well, Barry, I'm not really sure what you're getting at here. So, anyways, guys, I am going to come back around 9 o'clock tonight, so I'm going to end the live now. I hope to see you guys later. Remember, kindness is free. Oh, okay. See y'all later. I'm going to see you guys at 9, so stay tuned for that live, okay, guys? See you later.